Hi all, Assalamu alaikum. Myself Surumi Salim with you and you are watching my nursing tutorial. See, today's class is regarding OBG part 3, fertilization. Part 1 we deal with reproductive system of female. Part 2 we deal with menstrual cycle and today we will be dealing with fertilization. So we'll go to the class. So what do you mean by fertilization? Fertilization is a process of fusion of female ovum with male sperm. Okay, it is a fusion of male sperm with female ovum that is released from the ovary after maturation, and it results in the formation of zygote. Okay, we learned already regarding ovulation, regarding female reproductive system in previous class. So if you didn't watch the previous slides, watch that one first, then watch this class. Okay, so fertilization is the process of fusion of male sperm and ovum that result in the formation of zygote. Okay, in which part fertilization takes place? Fertilization takes place in the ampulla of uterine tube or oviduct or fallopian tube. Which portion? Ampulla of uterine tube. Next, before going to the process of fertilization, we will see some important points. Most commonly asked question: what is the fertilizable lifespan of ovum? It is 12 to 24 hours. What is the fertilizable lifespan of sperm? It is 48 to 72 hours. Okay. Next one, the outer covering of the fertilized ovum is called zona pellucida. Just read this one because we need in future regarding zona pellucida. So the outer covering of fertilized ovum is called zona pellucida. Zygote is diploid in nature. Why? Because 23 chromosome from the fraternal part or from the sperm and 23 chromosome from the ovum or maternal part contribute for 46 chromosome in zygote. So zygote is diploid. Now we learn already sperm and the ovum fusing together to form zygote. Zygote is a single cell. So after that, what happens next? Next process is called cleavage. See, cleavage means rapid mitotic division of the zygote. Okay, so the zygote, it cannot be kept like that, sir. So it should go for division, mitotic division, transformation of cells, formation of new cells for complete fetus. So what happens after zygote? Zygote go for a process called cleavage. And what happens there? The zygote will divide into two cells. You can see in this picture, two cells within 30 hours of fertilization. So within 30 hours of fertilization, the zygote go for two cell division and that is called a blastomere. Okay. After that, within 40 hours, it will go for four cell division just by heart double division. Okay. So it will go for four cell division. See here, after 40 hours. Then what happens next? Then it will go for 8 cell division. 8 cell division within 2 days. Okay. And then it go for 16 cell division and that time it is called morula. So within 4 days, what happened? It undergo 16 cell division and that time it is called morula. Morula is like mulberry like structure. Okay. You can see here. Then after that, it will undergo 32 cell division and that time it is called blastocyst. Okay, the formation of blastocyst is called blastulation. Okay, see here is more clear for you. So what happens here? There is a release of matured ovum from the matured ovum or matured egg from the ovum, and then what happens? This matured egg is getting fertilized with the sperm here in the ampullary part of the fallopian tube. So this is the 0 day of fertilization. Then what happens next? Zygote formed. And then from the zygote, what happens? The process called cleavage. So the cleavage, it will divide into 2 cell. Then it will divide into 4 cell. By the time, what happens? The fertilized egg is moving through the fallopian tube to reach the uterus also. Okay, you can see here by day. Okay, so it will go for 2 cell division, then it will go for 4 cell division, then it forms early morula, and then for advanced morula, then the blastocyst. Okay, see, by the time it become blastocyst, it is the time that it is getting embedded in the uterine cavity. Okay, So it is getting embedded in the endometrium. See, in this time, the endometrium is termed as decidua, because you know every month our endometrium is getting prepared for receiving a fertilized ovum, right? So by the day 7 to 10, what happens? Implantation takes place. What is another name of implantation? Nidation. Okay. So here, when it reached to the blastocyst, you can see some difference, right? Some difference that takes place in the blastocyst. Up to here, you can see a collection of cell only. See, up to starting of first cleavation, up to this portion, you can see there is number of cells only. But, and the covering, this covering is called as zona pellucida, okay? And when it reaches to the formation of blastocyst, you can see number of things increases. That means, see, when it forms to the blastocyst, the inside cells moves little bit. Okay. So some cells that go this side, this one, this is called inner cell mass. So what happens when it becomes blastocyst? It has more transformations. Okay. So this is called inner cell mass. Then some part that you can see this region, it is called trophoblast. Okay. And then here is some cavity, and that is called a blastocele. Okay. So when it becomes blastocyst, so some cells moves towards inside. This is called a inner cell mass or embryoblast. Another name is embryoblast. Okay. And the outer cell mass, another name is trophoblast. Get the point? So next one, you can see here, up to 6 to 8 days, fertilized egg is getting implanted. Okay. So the fertilized egg from 6 to 8 days getting implanted in the uterus. Okay. Next one, the blastocyst is getting implanted where? In the posterior aspect of the fundus. See, the blastocyst by the 6 to 8 days, it is getting implanted in the posterior aspect of the fundus. Okay. Then this time the endometrium is termed as decidua. We tell before. This time the endometrium is termed as decidua because it is prepared for receiving a fertilized ovum. And that time the decidua is divided into 3. That means when the blastocyst come and embedded in the endometrium, the portion in which the blastocyst is getting embedded in the endometrium is called decidua, and that portion of decidua is called decidua basalis, and adjacent to decidua basalis, the portion of decidua is called decidua capsularis, and the remaining portion of the decidua is called decidua parietalis. So up to blastocyst we reach already. Okay. So the blastocyst, when it is getting embedded in the uterine cavity, again there is some differentiation of cells taking place. So we tell that the outer cell mass is called the trophoblast, right? And the inner cell mass is called the embryoblast. So this trophoblast and this embryoblast is again getting divided. So we will see here, the trophoblast is divided into 2. That is called the cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast. Okay. You can see here the outer layer is getting divided into 2. What are they? This portion is called a cytotrophoblast and this portion is called a syncytiotrophoblast. Okay. Then the inner cell mass or the embryoblast is again getting divided into 2. What is they? Hypoblast, epiblast. So the inner cell mass again divided into 2, hypoblast, epiblast. And this one together called bilaminar embryonic disc. Okay. See here it is more visible. The trophoblast or the outer layer is again divided into syncytiotrophoblast and here cytotrophoblast. Then the inner cell mass is divided into epiblast, hypoblast. This inner cell mass is together called bilaminar disc. Now what happens? See, the blastocyst is divided into trophoblast, the outer cell mass, the inner cell mass called embryoblast. The trophoblast in future will be the placenta and the embryoblast in future will be the baby. Okay. So the trophoblast is divided into syncytial trophoblast, cytotrophoblast. Syncytial trophoblast will help in the uterine placental circulation for exchange of nutrition, blood exchange, all the support for the uterus, for the baby. Okay, and then cytotrophoblast will form the primary villi, thereby chorion, and then the embryoblast again divided into epiblast and hypoblast. We learned before. So what will be the function for epiblast? The epiblast will do the function of germ layers or formation of germ layers. Germ layers are ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, and they together or form the organs. And the hypoblast will form for yolk sac and extra embryonic mesoderm. Okay, so these are the main functions. Then there will be formation of placenta, there will be formation of amniotic cavity, amniotic fluid, umbilical cord. All those things we will be dealing in next class. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you still didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share to your friends. So we will see in next class with placenta, umbilical cord, and so on. Thanks for watching.